Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'd be fine. I'm here with the Grammar Tree Book 7. We have completed the first lesson that is related to nouns, and today we are going to start the second lesson of your textbook, which is related to pronouns. Okay, so open up page number 6. Today we are going to do exercise A and exercise B in this video. So watch the video till the end. Do subscribe to my channel if you are new, and if you like the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Exercise A, we have to fill in the blanks with the most suitable words. And what are the words? These are the pronouns. What are pronouns? These are the words that have already been used as nouns earlier, and we have to replace them with other words to make our sentences more beautiful. My cousins are college students dash go to the university college. Now we are talking about my cousins. Okay, my cousins is a plural noun, and now we have to replace it with another noun. We don't want to use it one more time, so we can replace it with they. Okay, because this is not singular. Otherwise, if it could be my cousin is college student, my cousin is a college student, then we won't be using here they, but a singular pronoun. So this is basically a subject pronoun, and it is used for plural. My sister will leave tomorrow. My sister is a singular, so we have to use some singular pronoun in the second sentence when we are referring to my sister. My sister will leave tomorrow. We will miss her. Now we are not using it as a subject like we did in the first sentence, so we will use her for the singular. My brother will leave tomorrow, so it would change with we will miss him. So this is the difference between males and females. My brother and I. Now we have two of the persons here, so we have to use a plural pronoun in place of them. My brother and I love my sister very much. My sister also loves us. This us is again an object pronoun and used for plural. They is a subject plural pronoun, and we use us for the same persons, for the same people, but as an object pronoun. We want to buy a video game. The video game will be ours. So we will replace it with they will visit. Maria and Ali want to meet you. Now we have to replace this you, so we will change it. No, we are not going to change it. It will remain same because we use you as a singular and plural subject and object pronoun. So it does not change ever. It remains same both in subject and object, singular and plural pronouns. Okay, so we can conclude here, a pronoun is a word that can replace the noun without requiring any other change in the context or sentence. Okay, we have an example. Dua and Sikandar go to model public school. This sentence will not change when we are going to replace these nouns with the pronoun they. Okay, we have just changed the nouns into pronouns by saying they go to model public school. The sentence has not changed. Okay, now we have a lot of kinds of pronouns, like we have a lot of kinds of nouns. So we are going to talk about personal pronouns today. What are personal pronouns, students? Personal comes from person. So we have three types of person. First person, that is I. Second person, that is you. Third person includes he, she, it, or any singular noun. But any singular noun does not come here because we are talking about pronouns. So we have three kinds of pronouns. First person, I. When I am talking about me, it's first person. When I am talking about you, it's second person. And when we are talking about some other person, it is the third person. So it includes he for boy, she for girl, it for a non-living thing. It could be any object, any animal, any plant, anything that is related to non-human. Okay, so we have two types of singular pronouns for first person, I for singular, we for plural. Then we have second person, singular and plural, same pronoun for you. Then we have third person, so singular says he, she, it, and we have discussed it that for plural we use they. Then comes the object pronouns. Object pronouns are the receivers of some verb, some action. So object pronouns are not the same as subject pronouns. We use them in the end of the sentence. We use them after the verb, whereas subject pronouns are used prior to the verb. This is the difference between subject and object. It's same that we have the difference between subject nouns and object nouns. Similarly, we have this subject pronoun and object pronouns. So we change I with me when we are talking about object pronoun. We change to us, but you remains same. Here comes he changes to him, she changes to her, it remains same. And similarly, they changes to them. Okay, now students, sometimes we use two types of personal pronouns together. For example, you and I, she and I, you and she. So we use these two types of personal pronouns together. This is very common. Now we have an exercise where we have to choose suitable pronouns to complete the following sentences. Number 1, my teacher and I, or me and my teacher, I and my teacher and me have already discussed the matter. So because the sentence is beginning with the pronoun, so we have to use the pronouns that are subject pronouns. Okay, so we'll go for the subject pronouns and find out which one would be the suitable one. My teacher and I, both are singular, both are subject pronouns. Me and my teacher, me is not a subject pronoun, so we have to cut this one. I and my teacher could be the correct one. My teacher and me is not possible. But stop here, students. Just give a pause, because when we are provided with two different personal pronouns, we have to give preference to second person if we are talking about first person and second person together. Similarly, we have to give preference to third person if we are talking about first person and third person. But we have to give preference to second person again if we are talking about second person and third person. So we can conclude, if we are talking about first person and second person, or second person and third person, we have to give preference to second person. But when we are going to talk about first person and third person, we have to give the preference to third person and not the first person. So it means that first person is never given preference when it comes to first person and second person, or first person and third person. Preference would be given to only second person and third person. But when these are together, that is second person and third person, we are going to give preference to the second person. So in case of having second person in any sentence, we are going to give preference to second person. That is, we have to use second person first, and then we are going to use the third person or the first person. So here we have two cases with my teacher. My teacher is a third person, we are talking about someone else, and I is first person. Third person and first person. In case we have the two, third person and first person, we talked about it that third person would be given preference and not the first person. So this is not suitable. We can only say, my teacher and I have already discussed the matter. Okay? Then, I think you and me, I and you, me and you and I will make a good team for the quiz. I think. So take a deep breath, and students, just focus. Here we have to use again the subject pronouns and not object pronouns. So these two options, you and me and you, are cut down. Okay. Now we are left with the two options, I and you and I. This is first person and this is second person. And we have talked about it. Then when we are provided with first person and second person, so second person would be given preference. That is, we have to use second person first and then the second person. So then the first person. So it would be, I think you and I will make a good team for the quiz. Next we have Maria and I, me and Maria, I and Maria, Maria and me. So again we have to use the pronoun for subject pronoun. So these two options are null and void. Then we have Maria and I and Maria. Maria is third person, I first person. When we have third person and first person together, so third person would be given preference. So this would be the appropriate option. Maria and I are going to the magic show this Saturday. Next, the offer was made only to he and me, him and me, he and him and I. Now we have to use object pronouns. So we have him and me is the suitable one, because here we have been provided with second person and first person. Second person is given preference. Both are used as object pronouns. In the other options, we do not have all the qualities fulfilled. Next we have Tariq and you. You and Tariq have to be present at the venue. This is the subject pronouns. So we have to take this third person and second person together. When we have these two together, we have to give preference to the second person. You and Tariq is the correct option. You and him, no, we cannot use this because him is used as an object pronoun. You and he, both are although subject pronouns, but here you is second person and he is third person, so you will be given preference. This is the correct option. You and he are responsible for getting the stage ready. Okay, the principal would like to meet. Now we have to use object pronoun. She and you. She is third person. You is second person. Second person would be given preference. So you and her would be the correct option because both are object pronouns, and here you have been given preference, that is second person. Seema said she does not want to go to the picnic without object pronoun. He and you, third person, second person. Second person would be given preference. You and him is the correct option. Both are used for object pronouns and they are in the correct order. You have to use the correct order while giving preference to the second person, first person or third person. Last but not the least, Dua told Maria, you and, now this is the code. So again, this is the subject pronoun we have to use here. You and I and you and me and you. These are not the correct options. We have been left with you and I and you. Second person, first person, we have to give preference to second person. It would be you and I will participate in the debate competition. So students, just keep in mind that whenever you have to prefer between two person together, you have to give preference to second person in case you have any in the sentence. But when you are given with third person and first person only, there is no second person, then you have to give preference to third person. Okay.